Probably coming in the swamp, scent checking this, or maybe even visually checking it. It's pretty open. He's gonna sit here. Welcome back, everyone. In this video, we're gonna be talking about trees. More specifically, picking the right tree for a tree stand location. I'll go through some of the things I think about, search for, and yeah, go over my process on how I'm selecting a certain tree. Don't know why I just did that. Action. But as the intro stated, this video is all about picking the right tree for a tree stand location. There's a lot of things that come into play. I know I struggle with picking good trees in a lot of areas. I know a lot of people do. I think we all do as hunters. You know, we mess up more than we don't mess up. So picking in a tree that's going to put you in a position to kill can be difficult. So when you're picking a tree, you want to try and set as many things in your favor as possible. A bunch of things happening at once, merging into one smaller, manageable area. This video is going to be about a big wood setting and how I picked a particular tree for this setting. This area is new to me. Never really hunted it. I only hunted it once or twice, but that doesn't give me a good understanding of how deer move through the woods. So I spent a lot of time scouting it, and I was lucky enough to find a buck bed. I did a video on it a few months back, and then I don't want to say it like that, but in the process of going back, I kept getting more and more intel, more and more data. So from this buck bed, I kind of just started grid searching, and I found a big scrape. I found a swamp edge, and then I found an area that was littered with rubs, and a bunch of trails was kind of merged into one. So I made it a point to come back when it was green, full growth, and started looking for trees, because I think this spot is a good spot all year round, but I might not be able to get to it in the late season, and or early season. So I wanted to get in there and pick a tree that was, in full growth, because if I can get a good wind, I'm gonna hunt it early. And as the leaves fall off, trees become a little bit easier to get. So hopefully everyone enjoys the video. It was fun making it, and I'm hoping, like I said, that this spot pays off. Whether I kill deer or not, that's yet to be seen. But I know in this particular area, with all the rubs and the big scrape and the buck bed, I'm going to see bucks. So yeah, let me stop talking and watch the video. Checking these cameras I had near this buck bed I found in the spring. Really good bed. I actually did a video a few months ago on it. A lot of balloons, a lot of big thermal pool. So I put a bunch of cameras almost in like a circular fashion around it to see if that buck was still in this area. Here it is, late July. The last thing I want to do is come in here and bumping this deer out, because maybe he's still bedding there, maybe the browse, as you can tell, it's just browse, big woods. So the four cameras I had, nothing, no big tracks. I'm not even getting like little bucks in this area. So I came in, went to the bed, and I'm about, 50 yards, which is a long ways away in the big woods, thick big woods. And right behind me here, all these trails kind of merge right here. And then there's two trails, one that goes this way and one that crosses the swamp. Well, there's a scrape right over here where it crosses the swamp. High traffic area. I think this buck on northeast wind, because that bed's over here, he's either going to sneak up along the swamp's edge, or if he's out here. There's 1, 2, 3 trails kind of merge into two. Actually, no, four into two. And he's going to sneak up into his bed, which is right over here, 50 yards. Now, I'm a morning guy. Everybody knows that. A lot of people know that. I love hunting beds in the morning. You can kind of see that tree right there is perfect. Got good back cover. I can hit all these trails in the central point right here, and I can pretty much squeeze a shot along the swamp edge. I can't shoot to the scrape, but the scrape seems to be more of a cross the swamp edge. But I can definitely shoot behind me. I'm high enough. Originally, I wanted to be low and get better shots, but in order to cover that swamp edge trail where that buck might slowly J-hook into that bed with a northeast wind, I had to get high, and that was kind of tricky. But that, I mean, I might be 17 feet up, but I feel that this is probably the best opportunity I can get for that buck, because it's a little open, sparsely open, and it gets real open over here. And I think he would come down here before he went into that bed. Not 100% sure, but that's just my thoughts. I can sneak up along early in the morning. It's a long walk. I mean, it's a long walk to get here, like super early. But I marked a spot right on. I'm gonna walk on the other side of the swamp to access this tree, and I'm gonna come up. I'm gonna need. It's dry now, but I might need. I can probably do it with knee boots. I'm hoping. That's a long ways to walk with hip boots, but I'm gonna hunt on the walk up on the other side of the swamp, and then come right into the tree. I got a spot marked on the other side of the swamp. I put a pin, and I got my tree marked, and I got another pin. So it's only, I don't know, maybe 50 yards or so, but I have 3 pins because I don't want to put no eye shine here. I just want to be able to sneak in, and with no trace, use a compass, whatever mapper software you're using. I'll use the Spartan Forge in this software, but that's a topic for another day, I guess. But yeah, so this tree, I think, is going to be a good tree. I mean, there's a lot of trails merging right here. I'm right on the edge of the swamp, so there's a lot of diversity, cover, browse, food, and there's actually an oak tree, and there's a pocket of oaks here, so maybe I'll get lucky and be some oaks here. I feel spots like this, because that buck's bed is so big, he's been bedding there so long, and it's just overlooked. Most people that hunt here, they like to hunt the open spots. You know, I'm using that old, if I'm using my full 20, I'm hunting the wrong spot this year. And this definitely is that, because looking at it now, it's only 10, it's only 12 yards to these trails, so it's gonna be exciting. I got great cover. You know, I said, there's that tree. Well, here's one trail paralleling the thick stuff, and there's a big signpost rub right up here headed on this trail. So if he comes down this trail, you know, as you can tell, that tree is right back there. Boom. Now this trail, goes that way. It's a little high knob over there. Rubs every way, shape, or form, size, shapes, directions. Goes up about 15 foot, which is kind of high, which is really high for this area. And all these bucks are just kind of just working that edge. If he comes down that trail, you know, tree's right there, same as that. And then there's this trail, and there's a little rub right there, but that trail runs right down to the swamp where that scrape is. So if they're coming down this way, if that buck's coming down this way, the J-hook into that bed, it'd be a good spot. And the main run's pretty much going that way. 1, 2, 3, yeah. Oh, yeah, there's another parallel trail. So pretty much 4 trails right here. Buck bedding, you got buck sign, big buck sign, bunch of rubs. I do believe this would be a great morning spot. I'm excited for it, so hopefully it pays off. So hopefully everybody enjoyed that little bit on picking a tree out in a big wood setting, I guess. Knowing buck beds, buck sign, and bunch of trails merging into one little hub, increasing my odds by hunting so many trails, hunting a bed, this giant plethora of rubs over there. This is a high traffic buck area. It's work to get in here, but probably no human sign. That's why the bucks are here. It's late July. I'm not too worried about, I was saying in the video I ran those cameras, make sure there's bucks in here. There's no bucks. I've been tramping around here for the last hour and a half, and I do believe this tree is going to be the tree I need. And there's a few other trees, in the dark. I think I can find that tree. But yeah, bunch of trails merging, big buck sign, buck bed, scrape. So it's a good, even if I don't get a chance to sit here early September, I'll definitely be in here on a good moon day, moon morning I should say, with a northeast wind, sneak along in here, and I should see some deer, especially if I wait till like the middle of October 16th range. The bucks have already separated, kind of gone their own ways, especially the bigger guys, and this seems like a good spot where, giant buck bed at all these rubs is definitely, I have a good chance of seeing a good buck here. If not, I'll probably see a couple other like nice up and comers. So yeah, hope everybody enjoys that. Yeah, thanks. Some takeaways from the video is when you're selecting a tree, almost like this guy right here, you want to try and set, as like I said, as many things in your favor as possible. Numerous trails merging at one, rub line, beds, edges. This particular location has it all. It's got a great tree I can access without bumping deer out in the area I plan on hunting. It's got a great exit because I can pretty much just go back the same way I came. And it's got rubs, scrapes, it's pretty much got it all. Great cover. So keep so many things in mind when you're picking a tree. Just don't pick a random tree in a random trail or a random scrape line. You're really not upping the odds in your favor. So I'm gonna wrap it up here. I got some company. Dee Dee, that cat. She wants some attention, so I guess you guys gotta go.